a review for Off My Pack, who is black. So the first opening moves are okay, and now you make your first mistake. And with this approach, you basically have all of these options. You can pincer if you want to start a fight or play towards the side. You can just protect your corner and look to expand in this direction, or just exchange here and look what will be the best Joseki to choose in this area, when depending on the outcome of this, or just play away entirely. That's also fine. What you played is well, it doesn't change anything for this white stone, because white can play away now, and if you come and attack this now and say, hey, you didn't respond, then white can lean. White is okay. There's all sorts of ways to get help in this area, and like this typically, right? Can make shape like this. So when you play this move, this is only good when we have, for example, white has a huge wall here, and then you can decide, okay, reducing this huge influence is way more important than getting the best result of the corner, but you're clearly giving up a part of the corner if you play like this. Like you're getting less out of it than you would be able to otherwise. So anyway, white backs off, really nice. So now you can play for the corners, because in the opening we play first for the corners, then for the side, and then finally can look towards the center. Instead you split the side here, and this is really not that good, because corners are simply larger, more efficient to make points, and we are in the opening. You have to develop very quickly, especially you are in a 7.5 Komi game, so even more of a disadvantage. Anyway, so white pushes you here and plays like this, which is really nice, because now you can get this shape, and you know the normal Joseki, right? When you have this really classic Joseki, then this is an equal result. But if you could play like this and somehow get that, then that's of course better for black, because you get more space here. So yeah, white was really nice, but you played to put pressure on this group and expand from your Shimari, but you need to really get close if you want to put pressure on this group. Like this, it's just more comfortable for white, and also less potential points for you. So it's just worse. Not quite as good, right? So what white plays here is pretty weird, not good for white. And now you need to continue trying to capture these stones, because white did something really random that's not good. And you need to just try and capture these stones or get a huge wall out of this. Instead, yeah, if you were worried about this cut, then you just turn and capture these stones, and this is so bad for white. Instead you protected this cut, and then you suddenly decide, I don't want to protect this cut, and now you still have the chance to just turn and capture these. And you can look at this, because like this, you had this one stone, the two stone. These were the two stones you had in the area before all of this began. And white had these two stones. And now after all of this, white gets maybe to capture this one stone. Has these two stones, which are not all that great. And you get to capture all of this and have stones toward the outside. This is so nice for black. Yeah, so unfortunately you protect this one stone. That's really not that important. And white jumps here, which is just a mistake locally. But you play away, and this is really, really weird. just look at the situation. If you want to play away, maybe you don't know what should you play, so you just play elsewhere. I don't know what to do. But you can just first check out if you have any problems. And you have a cut point here. You have potential to die in the corner here. And this white group is pretty weak. These stones are in a world of trouble anyway. So really, this is not the time at all to play away. There are 4 things that are really important in this area, and you need to do something about any of this. And best, of course, would be to attack these triangle stones. So if you go after this white mistake, you can just go like this and threaten the capture, and white connects, and you reduce the liberties, and then you can basically push white along the first and second line for a whole long time. And then maybe you get into something like this or this, depending on what's best. And like this, look at this, white has all of these stones on the first line. You have a gigantic wall, even if this corner dies now. I mean, you have time to protect it now, but you could also just play for the center in some fashion. Or just connect, you know, to take this solidly and let white worry about how much influence you have here. Or, yeah, different variations of the same thing. Basically, white lives very small and black gets a huge wall and can fight out of this. So yeah, a big mistake by white, this jump. You need to, this is also a very slow game, so this is really, there's really no excuse to not use your time, and this is really the theme throughout this game, that you didn't use your time properly, because there are a lot of sloppy mistakes that would have been avoided if you just spent just a minute on a move, and you had days per move. So this is really important, using your time. It's a very important aspect of Go, and you really need to work on that. So white peeps at the cut point, and you should connect. You don't have time to do this, all that, and yeah, you just need to protect the cut point. This is really straightforward. When black plays away, white plays, and then black is captured. These stones are done for. So really just use your time, pay attention to what's going on. This should never happen. So we get this, and white cuts. So when you get cut, cross cut like this, usually the best move is to just extend the weakest stone. So these are these stones right there too. They have 4 liberties, and this one stone has 2 liberties and can be a target. There's a cut here, so obviously this stone needs help, and fix the cut, make this stone weaker. This is the way to go in a cut. Like this, you just get exposed this weakness even more. And what did you get out of this move? Like, how does this help you in any way whatsoever? Really no purpose to it. And now you play away and really just give all of these stones up, which is so many points. And yeah, now white has won the game. White shouldn't lose anymore. There's really just 1 or 2 more things that I wanted to look at. Yeah, because now it's just really bad for black. White is so far ahead with these stones, with this capture. And yeah, I mean, it makes sense to expand this, but you should really be more aggressive about it. Like, imagine you get something like this, then you have started to close this off, and then you can play from this side, and maybe you can turn this into a whole bunch of points, maybe. But yeah, this is too soft, and yeah, well, you should have gotten that move in way earlier. This is typically not a good exchange for black, and this is also, exactly, this was the last thing I wanted to talk about. We are at move 65, and this is a move on the first line. So unless it's absolutely vital to your survival to play on the first line, you should never play there until it's endgame, really. This is just no points for you. This is only denying a few points to white, typically like 15 points. So any of these moves that I've marked would have been better for black. Like trying to build this, closing this off, because white could get in quite a bit, saving this corner, or really just getting a good shape that lives here, and then you still have the option to go inside and reduce this even more in the end game, right? So this is just yeah, don't play a monkey jump this early. This is much too early. So yeah, really the most important thing about this game is you need to play in the opening, you need to play for the corners first. Not, you know, the sides come after the corner. And really use your time. You have to pay more attention to what's going on.